When Wrecking Ball Legursky wants his wrestling news, he turns to the Squared Circle.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is February 17th, 2013. 2015. Wow, I messed up on the year this time. Look at that.
I saw you pull up in the DeLorean. Holy cow.
Oh, my Lord.
Wow.
Let's try this again, folks.
Take two.
Welcome to the Squared Circle. It is February 17th, 2015. Wow. Hollywood J. Williams here. Dangerous Dan Hoff. And Mr. John Zimmerman.
Yes, sir.
Once again.
As long as you get that right.
Wow. I'm messing up on dates. Oh, Lord.
I think maybe 2013 was the last time you had a date.
Whoa.
Oh.
Really? Really,
wow.
John?
Hashtag.
Making fun of the single guy. The guy that hasn't celebrated Valentine's Day once in his entire life.
Wow. That's why you got some bucks on you.
That's why I'm Hollywood Jay.
That explains all the Gail Kim magazines.
Oh.
Gail Kim's right here.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Let's get to the news.
Let's get to the news, folks. Yes, it's been one more year since I haven't had a date on Valentine's Day. But coming up, we have Raw highlights here. Let's talk about Raw last night from a place I wish I could be right now and get away from this cold weather. Orlando, Florida, the Amway Center hosted Monday Night Raw. We may be seeing the return of a tag team known as the Primetime Players. Darren Young, he returned to his official TV role last night with a random tag team partner. They were scheduled to face the Ascension, and when things were going bad for Darren Young and said partner, who we don't even know who that is yet.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Titus O'Neil came to the rescue, his former tag team partner in the Primetime Players. Now, does this mean the Primetime Players have officially reformed, or that was a one-shot deal, or what? I have a feeling they're probably reformed.
Probably back together.
Probably back.
I would assume so.
Right. Well, they need to have somebody replacing the outgoing team of Goldust and Stardust.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Since they're no longer going to be a tag team. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, was on Raw. He tried to ease tensions between his two boys, Dustin Goldust,
right.
Cody Stardust. After losing the tag match, Cody turned on his brother Goldust. Then he declared that Cody Rhodes was dead, and Dusty was also dead to him as a father. That's kind of a low thing to be saying on TV, but I mean, it's a storyline.
Yes, of course. I'm waiting for the Stardust action figure. You would think that would be, a no-brainer.
I don't know. They don't have one yet.
Not yet.
Now we've got Goldust and Stardust. Bray Wyatt has Sister Abigail. Is there a Pixie Dust?
Maybe. I think that's in Tinkerbell's.
And will we see her make her debut?
That's the Pixie Dust is in Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. This is Disney?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they might own the.
Oh, I haven't seen a Disney movie since I was like 4 years old.
Oh, really?
Something like that.
Oh, so you don't have children?
I don't have children.
Right. Hence no Valentine's.
And you're not an uncle?
Yes, I have a nephew.
He's a monkey's uncle.
Well, that's true.
Right.
The monkey's uncle.
Don't get to see my nephew too often since he's in Virginia, but
which is probably warmer than here also.
Which is a little warmer than here too.
But this just in, the tag team partner of Darren Young was a gentleman named Kevin Cross, Kross, from Future Stars of Wrestling in Las Vegas.
I see.
Our fans tweeting us as we speak.
As we speak.
Look at that.
Look at that. Wow. We are number one in social media right now.
That's correct.
That is correct. Interesting. So, Goldust and Cody Rhodes would be WrestleMania?
Yep.
You think possibly?
Yeah. Yeah.
The hold
Yeah,
off for
that'll be
that.
the blow off. I think so.
Right, especially with Goldust soon to be retiring.
Right.
They're going to need to put it up,
So
on the grandest stage of them all. And
they talked about that for last year, and it never happened. So they're going to have the Rose Brothers go at it this year,
Yeah.
and my guess is Cody's gonna win.
Cody's going to go over. I
Cody's
definitely,
obviously going to go over.
I definitely,
Right.
I expect Cody to go over and Stardust to continue on, and maybe Goldust to just either retire or cut back his
Right.
his schedule a little bit.
Right. I think they want him to transition into being an agent of some kind. I know, not WSB agent.
Right.
I'm talking like backstage.
Right.
Right. Not CIA agent.
CIA agent.
Right.
Never know.
Never
you
know.
know, it's a good cover, because these guys travel around the country.
Right.
So, he's got an excuse. Right. What was the Chuck Barris movie? Dangerous. Was it A Dangerous Mind? Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Right.
And he used the Newlywed Game, and he used to go on all the dates with the Newlyweds. Not the Newlyweds, the dating game, as cover for his CIA activities.
Wow.
So, it's no stretch to think that,
You never know.
Goldust could be going around the country as an undercover agent.
Hey, you never know. I mean, they pop up in the strangest places.
There you go.
Right.
Well, actually, the world, because, it is a worldwide organization. so
Exactly.
you never know.
Never know. You never know.
What was the name
It's
of
classified.
There
You
was
can't know.
There was a book published by WWE, a fiction book where the superstars were secret agents.
Really?
And that was pretty much the premise. Something Big Apple Takedown. That's it.
Big
there you
Apple
go.
Takedown?
Look it up.
Never heard of it. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. So stranger things have happened.
Stranger things
Fiction.
have
Fiction becomes reality.
well, I for one, I'm waiting for when the WWE collides with the Flintstones and Bedrock.
Yes, that is next week, I believe.
Yabba Dabba Doo.
Yes.
That should be
Well, I mean,
Stone Age spectacular.
It was fun when the Flintstones met Scooby-Doo. I mean, excuse me, the WWE met Scooby-Doo.
Right.
So I'm expecting more of the same.
now it's now it's going to be the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could have like the Great Gazoo pop up, and
Yeah.
the possibilities are endless there.
Yeah.
Mr. McMagman. That's what
Yes.
they're calling him.
Yeah. Well, some of his storylines and his mindset is still in the Stone Age anyway.
Right.
So Stone Cold Age. So, it'll be fun. Come on, it's good marketing, and judging by the stock,
It's good for the kids.
it's good for the kids.
Definitely.
Good sales.
right.
You know.
We got to try to placate to that G-rated audience now.
Yeah, yeah.
As much as they can.
Hey, stock is up to over $17. So, whatever they're doing the
They're
last
doing
couple
something
weeks,
right.
yeah, it went up $2 in one day.
But doesn't
This past week.
their stock traditionally rise before WrestleMania and
Yes,
crash
it does.
afterwards?
That's correct. You are correct, sir.
So it'll be interesting to see this year if they can keep the momentum going.
Yes,
If they can keep those stock prices up,
yes.
they're doing something.
Because right before last year's WrestleMania, around this time, it was in the 30s, in the 30 range. And
Right.
as soon as Undertaker lost,
It's
it plummeted.
plummeted down. What about the scene last night with Ric Flair being shoved down by one of his best buddies in the whole world, Triple H, when he came out to warn Triple H about taking Sting lightly. Don't underestimate Sting.
I think it was one of Flair's worst performances. It was it just seemed like very forced. Like either it wasn't rehearsed at all or was over rehearsed. I don't know which it was.
I think maybe it wasn't rehearsed at all.
Because he was just floundering out there. He wasn't the Ric Flair that we know and love. He was just kind of like,
Even the whole, even the
Reaching.
even the scene before he even got pushed wasn't.
yeah, he was reaching the whole time. I
Right.
really wasn't impressed at all.
Right. It didn't seem like Flair got a lot more fired up in the past
Yeah,
than he did
yeah, it wasn't what we've
just
come to expect.
off his game a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I can see why they had to go that route. I mean, obviously the Sting Flair connection and so forth. The part I felt was in poor taste was knocking Flair to the ground after all he's accomplished and meant to this sport.
Right.
I think they could have ended that with a different twist. What that possibly be, I have
Even
no idea.
just shoving
Yeah.
would have been a little bit better than having him just knocked right there. Or if he got up and pushed Triple H to the ground, that would have been okay.
Right. I mean, Flair is, what is he, like 70 something now?
Yeah.
So he's getting there. He's still in he's like 67, 68.
Okay,
He's
67, 68.
something like that.
Get on that. Fact checker.
He's not saying he hasn't pushed it. He hasn't picked up year 70 yet, but
He's working on it.
he's working on it.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, Flair is always willing to take a bump. He's always willing to get in there, and you know, and if somebody said to him tomorrow, "Hey, one more match," he would do it.
He would lace the boots up and
You
he
know,
would go.
if they came to Hogan and Flair and said, "Hey, you're going to go mid card at WrestleMania this
Right.
year," the both of them would lace him
If
up.
they said Hogan versus Flair, Hell in a Cell, one last time at WrestleMania 31, you're
Yeah.
going to be the main event.
Tables, ladders, and wheelchairs.
They would do it. They would do it. They would start practicing
Oh hell yeah!
that.
Oh yeah!
Right.
65. That's
65.
it. Wow. Wow. Our crack staff, 65 years old.
He's got a few more years left before he turns
Yeah, but he's
70.
65 in Ric Flair years. You know, that's like
65 in Ric Flair years is probably like 85
yeah,
to normal
yeah,
people.
yeah. You know, I mean, he's taken not only a lot of bumps, he's taken a lot of bad bumps, a lot of hard, you know,
Hard, bad bumps,
and
a lot
he's
of
also
cuts.
yeah, and he's also lived really hard too.
Yep.
So
All that partying, that partying lifestyle. He
styling and profiling,
Right. Being at the bar till 2 o'clock in the morning, and getting up and leaving the next day to go somewhere else to
Yeah.
wrestle.
Yeah.
That's all true.
Right, and you got to remember when he started out, you wrestled not just every Monday night. You wrestled 4 or 5 times a week and twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
It,
yeah.
it was like more like a Broadway show. You were wrestling, 5, 6, 7 nights a week and sometimes twice a day.
Yeah.
So you can't go by like John Cena. He wrestles Monday, maybe Tuesday.
Monday,
And
maybe
then-
Tuesday, a couple house shows during the week, and that's about
and
it.
once a month on Sunday.
Right.
So,
Speaking of Mr. Cena, as long as you brought him up,
Yep.
what is your opinion on his latest movie, his R-rated material?
I don't think he's the greatest actor in the world, and I wish all the best of luck to him. But if this is the route that he's going to go, I would hope that he would take some lessons. Just like he goes to the gym to work out and hone his craft.
Right.
He really, if that's the route you want to go,
So
you should study.
What is his new movie? What is it all about? What's really wrong with it?
See how PG I can keep this. They had there was a scene circulating online where he's in an R-rated movie in an adult position,
Yes.
in a compromised position, shall we say, and it's not something that generally people who would have kids would want somebody having their children see.
Right. And this is John Cena.
Right.
Yeah. Mr. Face of the company, Mr. Do everything for the kids.
Right. And this is the same company that banned China from making similar movies. China was rated X. His is rated R, but he's still in the same.
Right.
If you get my drift.
I get you, Jeff. Yeah, as somebody that a position like John Cena's, maybe you should stick to like just action movies.
Well, there's action, but
No, not that kind of action. Just not the kind of action maybe you would see in that movie.
right, more like the Marine or
Right.
Or comedy movies or anything but.
right.
Well, I mean, it's been done. Obviously, The Rock is probably the biggest guy to do it. Roddy Piper has had a couple successes,
Right.
in film. So it's not unheard of, but I really don't think that he's reached the level of
Well, Roddy Piper's, in all fairness, They Live was an R-rated movie.
Yes.
However, They Live, I don't remember, and I like the movie They Live. I think
Yeah.
it was good for its time. And I'm a huge Roddy Piper fan, but he wasn't in a sexual position.
Right.
Right.
I don't find that offensive. I mean, hey, listen. I don't know about you fellas, but sex is a part of human nature. It's a part of life, and it's if you go back to the Grecian urns and they show the people in those in compromising positions. It's a part of human nature. It's a part
Okay,
of life. So I don't think denying it, if it's in the movie and part of the story, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, so then you have no problem with China being in the Hall of Fame.
I got no issue with it. Hey, I watched the movie. I'll admit it. I saw her. I just think, as I stated before, from the corporate standpoint that the WWE is taking, I really find it difficult to believe that they would want to be associated with that type of material.
Right.
A rated R,
Just a corporate standpoint.
right? I mean, rated R movies are, acceptable in our society. You can go to Redbox and check them out without ID or without,
Exactly.
and you can go to
Even
even
the cable
Walmart.
even cable and
Walmart.
satellite providers offer X-rated channels for you to.
Right, but I mean, I'm just saying
Right.
the R-rated in general. You can go to Walmart, which is like one of the most conservative companies out there. The Christian Value and all that, and get an R-rated movie with some nudity in it. So I don't think it's the stigma. The X-rated is where that's where you draw the line.
But John, I think in all fairness, the X-rated is, and how can I tread lightly on, Jay, within a mile of your house, within a mile of my house, there's a business that does great business 24/7. Would you?
Yeah. We know the business you're talking about.
Adult
Right.
features, yeah.
Right.
But like I said, we want to tread lightly on that. We don't want to.
Hey, you know what? It's a multi-billion-dollar, industry, and it's never going to go away. And hey, if you choose to support it, that's great. If you choose not to, that's good too. But in the context of our show and in the wrestling realm, again, WWE as a corporation is going to be very weary of being associated with that type of material.
And we're
Because now we were just talking, the Flintstones, Hanna-Barbera
Right.
is as far away from
Exactly.
Queen of the Ring
I think so.
with China and 7 or 8 guys in the center of the ring.
Exactly.
And we all know the high caliber how high WWE sets the bar when they produce their movies.
Well,
Or they try anyway. So last night, getting back to Raw, one last thing. The show concluded with a brawl between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, leading up into this Sunday's Fastlane pay-per-view. As they tried to play mind games on one another last night, just not getting along at this point.
right.
But the main event, Daniel Bryan lost via disqualification to Big Show because Roman Reigns came out, couldn't just sit there at the announce booth.
That was the lamest ending of Raw I've seen in quite some time.
Well, I think anytime somebody comes out to sit in the announce booth to just watch the match,
Something's gonna happen.
we all know something's going to
we
happen.
know at some point.
Obviously. But on a positive note, John Cena defeated Bray Wyatt in the dark main event. That way the crowd got sent home with smiles on their faces.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to do that, because that's what's best for business.
That's what's best for business.
Exactly. So that brings us to this Sunday. The updated Fastlane pay-per-view, the last pay-per-view leading into WrestleMania 31. The pre-show is going to feature Paul Heyman on Miz TV. Don't know what he'll be talking about, but it should always be interesting.
Oh yeah. Anytime Heyman's involved, it's
Exactly.
interesting.
Anytime. The Divas title, the current incumbent champion Nikki Bella will be defending against Paige. Where do you see that one going?
I'm rooting for Paige.
Yeah, I would say she's going to pull that one up over, especially the route they went with their last night. So
Unless
I think probably Paige, although I would like to see Nikki Bella keep the title because I would like to see the Bellas go at it at WrestleMania in a Divas title match. Have that team break up again.
well, after this week's episode of Total Divas, when Brie, how should I say this, expelled onto her sister, I think they would have a title match.
At this point.
I think I would want to smack somebody around if they if they did that to me.
Because I was kind of disappointed that they got back together so soon. Right, so they might break up again.
Well, I mean, that might have been, if, we can credit them with having some vision of having a brother-brother match, in the future with the Rhodes brothers, not trying to duplicate it with a sister-sister match.
I don't think it'd be a duplication. It'd just be something you've never seen before.
Well, I can't see, having two, siblings on the same card.
Yeah.
We're going to go to WrestleMania and have the Bellas, fight one another, and the Rhodes brothers,
fight one another.
Now, if they mashed it up and you had the mixed tag and you had,
that'd be a little interesting.
Yeah,
right.
One brother and one sister against the other brother.
I got a point to make about women's wrestling, but I want to finish the Fastlane card first. The tag titles: Tyson Kidd and Cesaro take on the Usos. I'm going to say Usos, I'm
going to interrupt you there and go with Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. I think they're the better team.
I think they're the better team. I just think they'll keep the Usos.
I agree that they're the better team, but I think they're going to keep the Usos.
At least for now.
Yeah.
Intercontinental, Bad News Barrett will take on Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose has some momentum going right now.
Depends how long they want to keep this feud going.
But
if
Bad News is due, for some momentum.
I'm going to say Bad News, and I'm going to see a rematch at WrestleMania.
I'll go with Ambrose.
Go with Ambrose? Yeah, I'm going to say Bad News, Ambrose, WrestleMania. Gets it. Here's this rematch. You want a U.S. title? We got Rusev taking on John Cena. I'm going with Rusev.
I think they have to end Rusev's streak sooner or later, and Cena, unfortunately, even though I see it as a backward step for him, they'll probably go with Cena.
I'm gonna go again with this is also gonna be a WrestleMania rematch, and then John Cena will win. I'm gonna say Rusev for Sunday, Cena for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even call that one, to be honest with you. I would like to say Rusev, but just the way they are with Cena.
Right.
Always
having to win all the time.
Yeah.
He's kind of like where Hulk Hogan was in the 80s.
Right. So, I mean, unless, there's some shenanigans.
McManigans, whatever.
Right.
And how's this Triple H and Sting thing going to spill out? We're finally going to get Steve Borden Sting to speak for the first time on WWE television. He's going to have a lot to say, I'm sure.
He's going to have a lot of pent-up aggravation. I know we have long-time viewers who are serious Sting fans, as am I, and unfortunately it's going to end up with some type of tear apart thing, which is going to lead into Triple H at WrestleMania, when the fans have been clamoring for years to see Undertaker versus Sting. Unfortunately, Undertaker, through various reports, is not in that condition or shape to get in the ring with Sting. So you're going to have your Triple H versus Sting at WrestleMania.
Triple H versus Sting, yeah, will be WrestleMania. As far as Undertaker at WrestleMania, last I heard, Bray Wyatt.
That's what they're hinting towards with all these promos.
Right.
That Bray Wyatt is,
the Bray Wyatt vignettes, the guy he's talking about, come find me, come see me.
Yeah.
He's talking about The Undertaker.
That's what they're leading toward, they're hinting toward. I'm hoping that's the payoff. But now, assuming that that's where they're going, right? We'll probably jump in the shark here, but Wyatt, Undertaker puts him over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because traditionally through wrestling history, the old timer usually has that one last match where he puts over the
Right.
newer talent, which in this case would be Bray Wyatt. Do I agree with? I mean, I like Bray Wyatt's character. Do I think he is on the caliber of somebody like the Undertaker?
But does he need it? I mean, Bray Wyatt's over.
Bray Wyatt's over enough himself, but I think they want to do some kind of maybe cartoonish. I don't know if you want to use cartoonish as the word. Maybe some kind of symbolic thing, where maybe Bray inherits all those powers mystical powers that the Undertaker
I mean,
had.
if
Almost like he's the next Undertaker,
if
kind of.
if
Well,
Undertaker,
then I think he'd have to earn that.
right, yeah, gotcha. Wow, I just lost it. No, if Undertaker, if they need Undertaker to put anybody over, who would be the number one candidate that needs to be put over as we speak right now? Roman Reigns.
Yeah. But Roman Reigns will be
Yeah,
in the main event.
right,
He's going to be a little
right,
tied up for
right. Well, I
WrestleMania.
mean, hey, anything can change between now and then. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but logic would say that you're going to get the number one guy in the industry, right? Hands down. Come on, it's Undertaker. Austin's not wrestling. The Rock has lost his luster. The number one guy, to make somebody. The Godfather that's going to put the ring on your finger, Undertaker. I think he would be the right choice to put over, and legitimize Roman Reigns, because this title match isn't going to legitimize him. It's not going to make him real.
Well, they're already saying it's the hand-picked guy.
Right.
That's why the fans really don't get behind him, because they have, with the internet and everything, we know what the scoop is now.
Right.
We know what's coming. We can forecast the future.
Right.
And the fans realize this about Roman Reigns, and he's got the ability and all that, but it was known almost right after WrestleMania 30 that he was going to get the push. He was the guy.
Right.
And he had. We even talked about it on this show. He had the creed behind him.
Of course.
He's got the looks. He's got the ability. And for some reason, the fans will rebel against that and go with the guy that they want to see get the belts one more time at WrestleMania.
Right. So I mean,
Yes.
all the more reason to say that if he gets the Undertaker stamp of approval,
Right.
which then I think at least a portion of the fans will say, well, you know what? Maybe we're wrong. If Mark Calloway says this guy's all right, he must be all right.
Right.
My opinion. But it's not going to happen.
No.
But
They
that's
already have their mind made up
right.
about
And
Bray.
but
Bray will be. It will be an okay last match for Mark Calloway.
yeah, but again, Bray Wyatt doesn't need it. He's over on his own.
Right.
He's got it. He really doesn't need that stamp of approval. He doesn't need that
No.
five-star review. He's already
He's already got it.
got it.
Right.
But speaking of Mr. Roman Reigns, if I may,
Go ahead.
I received from the WWE corporate office today, Destruction of the Shield.
Really.
It's the story of the rise and fall of Ambrose, Reigns,
That's
and Rollins.
the DVD package that they hyped up at the end of Raw last
That's
night.
correct. The 3 DVDs, and it's inscribed inside to John and the guys at Squared Circle. Great show. Keep up the good work. Yours always, Roman Reigns.
That's amazing.
So-
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I am not a cyborg, by the way. I have this thing coming out of my. This is an earpiece so I can communicate with the people in back. Usually I have it back a little further so nobody can see it. But for some, let me try to adjust it here.
That's okay.
He's not a cyborg.
Thanks again to
I'm Williams of Borg.
thanks again to the promotions department at WWE and Roman Reigns himself for autographing it for us. These guys are always good to us.
Definitely.
You know, and of course our subscription
Yeah, of course.
to the network as well.
Well, everybody else has it for that price too.
Well, then, yeah, but we get it year round.
Of course.
So
We've got it. We've got it going. We've got the belt.
that's right. That's right.
Exactly. So, other news going on. First of all, I want to say something about the NXT pay-per-view from Thursday night.
Okay.
I want to say that I'm very, very glad about Kevin Owens becoming the NXT champion.
Mm-hmm.
It's well deserved. 2 months to the date of his debut. This is a guy coming over from Ring of Honor, has the creed, he's somebody that you're going to, I think, in my opinion, see on the main roster. He's only there as a formality.
Yep.
You're going to see him on the main roster before you know it, probably somewhere after WrestleMania
Right.
31. And to me, in my honest opinion, the women brought that house down that night.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You saw Charlotte defend against, it was Ric Flair's daughter, if anybody doesn't know, defend against Bayley, Becky Lynch, and a woman that calls herself the Boss, Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks, yeah.
4-way match. We have a new NXT Women's Champion in Sasha Banks. Charlotte, I think, is main roster bound pretty soon, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But that match, those girls, let me tell you something. They wrestled harder than most of the guys on the main roster do.
Yeah. And you know what, NXT overall, you know, these guys are young, they're hungry, you know, they're trying to get up to the main roster, and they are putting on a show. And what I really love about the NXT product is that fewer backstage vignettes, fewer, you know, just talking points. They get in the ring and they wrestle. And it's more wrestling.
It's more wrestling than it is than microphone or
yeah.
stupid stuff like that.
And I really like it. You know, it's got its own look. It's not shot the same way, you know, camera-wise. You know, technically, it's shot different than the other product, and I really enjoy it. I think it's the best wrestling show other than ours on television today.
Definitely is. You got to check it out. It's on the network. I don't know if you can really get it anywhere else. Well, you could. Certain markets around the country, I know, have it.
I believe that some of the matches are on YouTube.
They do provide some on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Right.
I think they have just a few hits shy of what we get on YouTube. So.
Almost as good.
Yeah.
Almost as good. Getting there, that's for sure. So definitely want to check that out. Vince McMahon, he's gracing the cover of Muscle and Fitness magazine.
Not the first time.
Not the first time this has happened.
Been a while though.
Been a while.
Yep.
When are you going to grace the cover of Muscle and Fitness magazine, Dangerous Dan?
Well, not in the foreseeable future.
I think when the Big E comes around, they have that photo booth, and you can put your,
Yeah.
you know, you pick the magazine cover, you put yourself on it.
I'm Time Magazine Man of the Year for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Speaking of magazines, did anybody see Ronda Rousey
No.
in Sports Illustrated?
No.
Mamma mia. That's
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all you got to say.
Oh yeah. Yep. And you know, Ronda Rousey, the UFC Women's Champion, and next week.
Next week we have a woman fighter coming on.
Yeah. She's the recent Golden Gloves champion, and she's an MMA fighter. And if all goes well, we're going to have some of the PWA youth young ladies down here to maybe field some questions and get some inspiration. And we'll have a ladies' night here at the.
Right. Ladies' night, folks.
It's ladies' night.
Oh, what
tonight.
a night.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Oh, what a night. Hey, cool in the game.
Cool in the game.
If anything, I'll be cool. So
Definitely.
you could be the gang.
Right. You're always cool.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Unlike previous guests we've had on here that say
Hey now.
otherwise.
Hey now.
Hey now.
We have our detractors.
Right. John Cena, also, if you're a fan of the show Parks and Recreation, which appears on NBC, he will be a guest on tonight. Never heard of Parks and Recreation.
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
You've never heard of it.
Not the NBC show.
No.
You've never heard of it.
Never.
Is
I
that,
don't
What are we
really
going to do with
watch-
them?
What do I watch on television? Wrestling
and General Hospital.
and allegedly soaps. But anyway,
Parks and Rec. Is that Amy Poehler's show? Yes. Okay. So I know that much anyway.
you know that.
No,
much.
I've never seen it. To be honest with you. Nothing against it. It's just not in my
Not in your
wheelhouse.
genre.
Yeah.
And so got some news, international news here. In UK market, Fastlane is appearing on Sky One. That's a free channel for cable and satellite subscribers over in the UK. For those of you in the UK visiting North Haven tonight,
Yes.
go home and the next pay-per-view is free.
Well, you know,
Interesting.
we could discuss some of these events going on in Tennessee and Deutschland, but we can pass on that. Go ahead.
Nah,
Continue.
also, Wade Barrett interviewed over the weekend. They were on tour in Dubai, I believe,
Yes.
or Abu Dhabi. National Middle Eastern publication interviewed Wade Barrett, talking about Wade Barrett's career. He would like to have feuds with Dolph Ziggler, Roman Reigns. He'd like to feud again with John Cena, even though the last John Cena feud was kind of lackluster in his opinion. When he was part of the Nexus,
Yep.
the leader of the Nexus, he was green back then. Says he came up with the Bad News Barrett character on his own, and Vince McMahon saw it, loved it, and the rest is history.
I like it.
I love it.
I like to see him. You know, like I said, he's due for some sort of momentum. You know, I hate the word push. I don't know why. It's just, but he's due to to get some popularity back and become the heel that he once was. I hope that's the direction he goes, because he's a better heel than he would be a face.
Oh, definitely.
And you mentioned Dolph Ziggler, and we talked a little bit about him last week, and it occurred to me when I received this in the mail today from the Shield. Thank you very much, WWE headquarters. Dolph Ziggler doesn't have a feature DVD. You know, they have one on Punk and Big Show, and of course Cena
So who did
and Randy Orton and Savage. You know, they just put on another
Who did he alienate in fact?
Warrior. You know, and you don't see the story of Dolph Ziggler. You know, and to me, I love the documentary piece of it. The matches are great, but we've seen that, and a lot of that you can find. But the documentary of of who it was as a kid growing up, and how they got into wrestling, and they show them like doing other sports and stuff. That to me is intriguing, and I would
have
like
a
to
call
see
here.
yes, Dolph Ziggler.
You are live on the Squared Circle.
Yes,
Hello,
the thunderous one.
Thunderous.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
It's the thunderous one.
It's the thunderous one. It looks like Old Man Winter struck again with you, I see.
Yeah, I'm really getting sick of Mother Nature. She needs to cut it out.
I know.
Well, you know what Mother Nature's middle name is, right?
Would that start with a B?
Uh,
Or an F?
there you go.
There you go.
It's like when the redneck baby, right? It says their first word. It's like, oh, she said mother. Yeah, well, it's not half a word. Anyway,
What's going on then there, Thunderous?
Not much. I wanted to talk to you gentlemen about Fastlane this weekend.
Fastlane, we just got done covering it. I don't really, I'm not really sure who I like in the main event. I think Roman Reigns will probably get over, but it could turn WrestleMania into a three-way very easily.
I have mixed emotions myself. I'm a big Roman Reigns fan. Plus, I do like Daniel Bryan as well.
Right. I could see them turning it into a three-way, just to
Do you
make the
think
fans, a little more happier, because
you think we
Roman's
may-
having trouble getting over.
Do you think we may have some possible interference by the Authority?
there's always McManigans.
Always McManigans you gotta worry about with them. Anything's possible.
Have you been keeping up with Total Divas Hollywood?
No.
I was just talking about
I
that.
do not watch Total Divas. I'm totally honest.
Well, all I have to say is if you get a chance, you have to
I know what
somehow
you're
go
gonna say.
back and watch this week's episode.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is TMI.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's from what I gather
Yeah.
about it.
Hey, you know, in a related note, that Chris Jericho on his podcast always has a commercial for the Dollar Shave Club.
Really?
Yes, he does. So,
Interesting.
yeah, there might be some product endorsement tie-in right there.
But I did not know that Alicia Fox had dated Wade Barrett.
Yeah, apparently for a few years, according
I did not know
to
that
her.
was addressed in this week's episode.
Yeah, yeah. And when he broke up with her, you know, he said, "I'm afraid I've got some bad news."
I can see that. I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Keep up the great work, gentlemen, and hopefully we'll see you soon once all the snow clears up.
Yeah.
I think when the snow finally melts around June, maybe we can have this coming of age / squared circle party over
Well,
there
that's
at
what I
American
was
Steel.
thinking. I'm thinking maybe by July 4th we should be all set.
I think so. The rate we're going here. I don't know. I saw some pretty disturbing pictures of Mesquamaket on Facebook over the weekend with certain icons at Mesquamaket Beach covered in snow, and I wasn't really too happy about it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hollywood, what's your prediction on Sting and Triple H?
You're going to see them just, I think Sting's going to let Triple H have it, and they're people are going to come out and try to break them up. I don't think it's going to be a pretty situation. But it'll be good to see Sting finally speak in the WWE ring and let 12 years of whatever he's got bottled up inside out. It's going to be good for him to get that off his chest. I think even in a personal, standpoint inside of him.
Quite a shock with Ric Flair last night, huh?
I know.
Yeah, I wasn't really pleased with his performance. We were saying earlier that it was, I don't know, it was really weak. It wasn't the Ric Flair that we know and love, and it really seemed like forced.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was like really floundering out there. You know, if you don't believe in what you're saying, the audience isn't going to believe it either.
Exactly.
Absolutely. But keep up the great work, gentlemen, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Definitely. We'll see you soon.
You bet your life.
You bet your life. Good night. Good night, Tom.
Definitely. All right. Well, that brings us to our. We don't have too much TNA to talk about this week.
Big news.
But
go
what we
ahead.
do have is big.
Yep. Go ahead.
And that's the fact that a 10-year veteran of the company is finally decided to leave the company, that being Samoa Joe. It reduces the Beatdown Clan, which was supposed to be a big stable up and coming. It reduces them down to only 3 people. He's been with the company, like I just said, for 10 years, debuting in June 2005. Arguably, he's part of 2 of the best matches in company history. He had a title match against Kurt Angle at Lockdown 2009.
I have that one. Yep.
And he also was in a 3-way versus AJ Styles and also against Christopher Daniels, a 3-way for the X Division title. I don't really have the exact year for that. I think it was 2005, maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
I think right when he debuted there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is kind of a loss for the company, with all the momentum they've been facing lately. But 10 years with the company, like Dan and I were discussing this on the way in. You're a big TNA person around here.
Yeah, 10 years in any company. People who follow this form of entertainment realize wrestling is a business, pure and simple. 10 years in any company is a good run.
Real good run.
of course, as a TNA fan and a Samoa Joe fan, thankful for what he gave to the company and the matches that we were able to see. And I'm curious what the future is going to bring for him.
Right.
Well, if you judge anything by what AJ Styles is going through, he left TNA last year.
Right.
And if you've seen any of the interviews in his work, right, he's gets to pick where he's going to wrestle, when he's going to wrestle,
Right.
how often, and and the money is just as good on the independent scene.
Right. AJ Styles is doing good in the independent scene. He's doing
I'd
good,
imagine.
good in Japan.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't think it's a negative thing that for him financially.
I think Joe could definitely go to Japan and work.
And you know what? I predict, right, and we will see him before the end of the year right here in Connecticut.
Joe.
Yeah. Given the reputation of Northeast Wrestling,
Right.
and quite possibly PWA.
Right.
PW.
PW.
Last year we had Abyss.
Right. He'll
Just-
always
yeah.
look for people to come in. And
We
work
saw
with him.
we saw Von Schmidt bring in Abyss. So, I think it's a good thing for Samoa Joe and his future.
Right.
And I think ultimately it's going to be a good thing for the independent wrestling scene because, let's face it, when PWA or Northeast Wrestling or any of the independent promotions brings in a guy with a name like Samoa Joe, with a name like Abyss
Or AJ
Styles, right? As much as we are familiar with and love the roster of Northeast Wrestling with Bull Dread and Brian Anthony and the guys,
Zombie.
Ron Zombie, of course, and again the PWA, we're familiar with them, but somebody that's not familiar with PWA or Northeast Wrestling or some other independent promotion sees a postcard or a banner or a post on the internet, come see AJ Styles or come see Samoa Joe.
And they're going to draw people.
They're going to draw people in based on that name recognition, and then they're going to say, "Hey, this Joseph Von Schmidt character is amazing."
Right.
Hey, and this Bull Dread is a real kick-ass dude. Hey, and this Wrecking Ball Legursky who opened the show, thank you very much.
Right.
Wrecking Ball Legursky.
Hey, that monkey, he's pretty cool.
There you go. So I mean,
I would tend to disagree with that, but
I think it's a fantastic
did say
thing. And it's not, some people call it stunt casting, but I think it's great. And again, Samoa Joe, it's not a bad thing. I'm definitely not saying, we're it's sad for TNA because they're losing that talent, but Samoa Joe is going to flourish and be able to do what he wants when he wants and and command a higher price.
Well, they're losing the Samoa Joe name, but on Explosion right now, airing on both their website and on YouTube, there's a guy with the last name of Mastiff, a British wrestler,
Right.
went toe for toe, and if you watch the match, he's got some talent,
Yep.
as well as people that they're bringing in.
definitely. We'll talk more about that in a second. We got another call. You are live on the Squared Circle.
Our page.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
There he is.
Here's Roberto. What you doing there, sir?
Not much, just getting ready for tomorrow. I'm going to the doctor's tomorrow.
I see.
Yeah. So I've been waiting for this for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
And the day is coming tomorrow, so I have to see what the doctor says. But how are you guys doing today?
Hey, we are doing great. We're talking about Samoa Joe leaving TNA, which I know you've seen the posts.
Yeah, I've been on Twitter and through Facebook, and I've seen it all over the place today.
Yeah.
And I've even seen it through all the reports on all the other websites as well.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
No, we were talking about Fastlane a little earlier. What are your predictions on that? What's your hopes and what do you think's going to happen?
Well, I don't know. The conversation with Triple H and Sting, I know that's going to leave up to the match, and that's going to be a good one to watch. With Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, I don't know who I would want to win, but I think I'd be happy with whoever wins that match.
Yeah.
And then for the tag team titles, I'm really looking forward to that match as well. That should be a good one. And then with, I don't know, I would like to have Dean Ambrose win the championship, but they might make him have another match probably down to WrestleMania, because I don't think they would just give him the title right there.
I think you're going to see Wade Barrett keep the Intercontinental, and you're going to see Rusev keep the U.S. title, and then they'll have rematches at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and then on there, they'll probably just lose the championship right there at WrestleMania.
Right.
That was my prediction for John Cena and Rusev. He'll probably beat him I think he'll beat him by count out, or if not, Rusev will probably just beat him.
I don't think Rusev. I could see some kind of disqualification there somehow, or McManigans, like we like to call them.
Yeah.
Somehow, like maybe he won't pin John Cena cleanly. I don't think that. I don't think it's a good idea if he pinned John Cena cleanly.
Well, I've basically never seen. Well, I've seen more Rusev matches where he wins them by submission. So
Or even Cena tapping out. Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, because they don't usually unless they're really popular stars and they actually tap out. But some of them just pass out, so they don't have to tap out to the matches.
Right.
Yeah, on the show I'm talking. Yeah, so and I don't know, I might be going to the show in March, but I don't know yet.
Well,
So, up on that.
we're going to do everything we can to get yourself there, brother.
Definitely. You can count on us.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get there.
You got to see the title match.
Right. You have to.
Yeah.
There's only one time that you can be the first, and either Lucas Sharp or Troy Stevens is going to be the first to win the PWA Squared Circle television title.
Exactly.
And you don't want to miss that.
You
Come
gotta
on,
be
brother.
there for that.
Yeah, I want to be able to see it too. My girlfriend was talking to me about it. She was like, "Do you want to go? I'll get you the tickets or whatever." I was like, "You know what? You can if you want. I'm not gonna I don't like to ask for things, especially if people do them for me. I'm not really the type of guy that likes to ask for things. I like to try to get them myself."
Brother. Yeah, it's hey, you support us, and it's the least we can do, to give back to you. Of course, Mr. Hoff is all about giving back to the community.
Exactly.
And he's spreading that right through us, and we'll give him a chance to tell us some more about that. And, you've become one of the best correspondents on our page, and you're ahead of the game on a lot of the information. And you know what? I take some of my script from you. So, anything that we can do.
I really appreciate that too. And like I told you earlier today, I appreciate everything you guys have ever done for me from the very beginning until now.
Well,
I was always appreciated over here.
Yeah.
You guys are probably the top main guys there besides Von Schmidt and all the other guys. But I appreciate everything that you guys do for me.
Well,
and I can't be thankful enough. And I appreciate every single bit and every moment of it.
The only thing,
very much.
the only thing that you can do to thank us, right, is get better and get strong and get in the ring and come and vie for this title.
Exactly.
I know that's asking a lot, but I have faith in you, and the fella sitting next to me.
You can do it.
I have faith in you.
Right.
Yeah, I know, like I said, I know I can do it, and I'm not gonna, give up on it either. It might take some time, but I'll take all the time that I need to take.
Yep. Hey, you know what? Rome wasn't built in a day, and Roman Reigns isn't built at all. So.
Yeah, there was that too, and people are wondering. I don't know. Probably for my prediction for that match, even though I don't know who's gonna win. But I think we're going to see, I think we would see probably a turn, but we'll see where that goes.
Yep.
We'll see it, probably a turn.
Yep.
And the other question too, what do you guys think on Bray Wyatt's promos? Where do you think those are heading?
Undertaker.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people are not figuring it out yet. Some people are stuck on what he's trying to say, but I'm thinking that they're directly towards the Undertaker.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're going to swerve us really bad come WrestleMania, we're looking at Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm hoping, and I'm wondering who's going to be the next one to be inducted into a Hall of Fame. People are talking about that as well.
I put my name on the list. But,
definitely.
Maybe not this year. Maybe not this year.
You guys I think you guys should be, I think that would be a good idea. You guys deserve that.
All right. Thank you very much. you call up Stanford and let him know. Would you?
Definitely.
All right. Oh yeah, speaking of that too, I'm gonna see if sometime, like, I don't know, probably in the incoming months, where I'm gonna try to see, because I'm supposed to go down to Norwalk where my aunt lives and everything.
Yeah.
And she was gonna bring me down there to Stanford, and we're gonna call and see if I could get a tour.
Nice.
There, and,
Nice.
they're doing, how they do everything in Stanford and everything. So
Yeah. Well,
she told me that she would call up because I guess one of her friends knows someone that works there in Stanford. So
yeah.
they're probably gonna try to give me a tour of the whole headquarters, and
Well, we
if I run into anybody.
we expect a full report if that happens, brother.
Yeah, I'll definitely make sure to let you guys know, or if not, I'll make a video like I do. I do have my own, I have all my pages and everything. I even have a YouTube channel. I just haven't done any videos yet because I'm just waiting on myself to get healed up and everything, and I should be doing all of that,
Well, if you need a loaner of a digital camera, let us know. Because you know how we feel about the cell phone footage.
Right.
All right, no problem. Like, I wanted to be able to do like to be able to do videos on, see how my recovery goes day by day, and show what I'm doing and everything, and I especially when I talk to my mom and my dad too, and once I get started and I get into the ring and do what I have to do, I would like them to record my matches and have them all go down.
Of course. Well, obviously, if you let us know, PWA is right near my house, and I can get our crack camera person over there. So.
All right.
Well, Roberto, we're pulling for you, buddy, 100% at the doctor's tomorrow. And let me throw this out for you: if you need to get tickets to that show in March, we'll hook you up.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, I think it's more transportation, but yep. All right, Roberto, we're running out of time. Thank you for the call and all the correspondence.
Thank you very much.
I'll let you guys know how that goes. I'll just post something on Facebook, or I know how to reach you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You're all
Take it
right.
easy.
Our number one correspondent.
Definitely.
I think we might have to add him to the payroll.
I think so. March 7th, I got some Ring of Honor news, but I'm going to end up putting it on the Facebook page for everybody, to let everybody know. But March 7th, we have two big events. March 26th will be the big event in Queens, New York, at LaGuardia Plaza Hotel. As far as I know, they're adding another person to that autograph signing. They're not really releasing the name of that person yet, but they said tickets might sell out once they name.
Isn't it John?
Yeah. No.
Is it John? John's going to be with you, I thought.
I've refrained from autographing.
If anybody wants John Zimmerman's autograph, they can come to Stop and Shop in East Haven on March 7th,
That's
the
right.
same day.
That's right.
What's that? You mind telling everybody about that, Dan?
Sure. On March 7th, we're having a dual drive to benefit both the East Haven Food Pantry and Life Haven, a shelter to help homeless women and homeless women with children, where we'll be collecting clean, gently used clothing. And John has graciously stepped up to be there. I'll be there, and we hope you'll be there.
And if you donate chocolate, I might have to eat it.
But definitely, John will definitely try and attend that event, as I will be at
I will be there.
the big event
Yes.
in Queens,
Yes.
covering that.
I heard you like Queens. But,
Hey now,
hey now.
I like Ric Flair. Ric Flair's going to be at the big event.
There you go.
Definitely. Once in a lifetime. Definitely. We have to wrap things up, though. I want to thank Dangerous Dan and John once again. I want to thank Roberto for calling in. I want to thank the Thunderous One for calling in as well. And you, the viewers, for making us the #1 rated public access wrestling show there is. The award-winning
Squared Circle.
Squared Circle, home of the Squared Circle television title.
Thanks to WWE once again.
Definitely. And good night and good luck. And next week we have a very special guest there once again.
Yes. Yes. That's something you're not going to want to miss.
Definitely. Ladies' night next week.
We'll send her out to kick your ass.
Hey now. Hey now.
Hello.
Good night and good luck.
All right.